pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alrighty. We have a number of visitors tonight, which is fun. We have the Thousand Islands Divers Alliance. If you would like to come up to the podium and
Okay. Mayor, hi. Thanks for the invitation to come here tonight. Members of the board, good evening. My name is Todd Keister. I'm the executive director of the Thousand Islands Divers Alliance. We're a fledgling nonprofit based here in the Clayton area. We have a mission to mobilize local divers to protect and study the St. Lawrence River, preserve historic shipwrecks of the region, promote safe diving practices, and to promote scuba diving in the Thousand Islands region generally. I myself am new to the nonprofit world, having retired from the New York State Police a few years ago. I now just scuba dive, and I teach diving here on the Thousand Islands in the summer, and live here on my boat from May to October, and then the rest of the year I try to spend my time scuba diving and traveling anywhere where it's warm and sunny. Which was where I was until. So why are you still here? Yeah, that's where I was until Sunday. I was in West Palm Beach, Florida. I flew up here for a blast of Arctic air and to talk to you folks about this proposal of ours. As well, we're going to be at the Alexandria Bay Village board meeting tomorrow night to talk about this proposal and another project we hope to do down there at the Islander Rec site. So, with me here tonight are Matt McCulloch. He's our Community Outreach Coordinator, and Miranda Nelson is our Treasurer and Secretary. So, and I believe Joanne gave each of you a small little briefing packet on what we're here to propose tonight. So if you look under the cover page, you'll see a summary of one of the first initiatives we hope to fund this year, which is our Diver Down Flag Awareness Initiative. And basically we're asking municipalities and marinas to permit placement of these signs at boat launches and high traffic boater areas, just to educate the public a little bit about the meaning of the Diver Down flag and how to respond when it's observed. We find that a lot of people are completely unaware of what that flag means. So, here in the village, what that would mean is we'd be looking for support at placing these signs at the Rotary Park docks and at the Mary Street facility. These signs are just informational in nature. They don't contain any kind of enforcement language or anything like that. They're just sort of a common sense safety measure. The signs themselves would be 12 by 18 inches. They'd be road sign type aluminum. And the Divers Alliance would pay for the fabrication and installation, maintenance, and any other issues should we be able to acquire the necessary funding for the program. And of course, any placement would be in coordination with the appropriate village officials and so on. At getting pre-approval or pre-support, I guess, from leading municipalities and others would really help us as we go out and look for grants or sponsorships to help fund this program. And then if you'll just look on the last page, you'll see you can find a little bit more about our organization, our website address, where you can find out more about us and what we're doing and hope to do in the future. And contact information for all the members of the board. We'd be happy to answer any questions you might have down the road. And with that, that's really all I have for you. I want to thank you for your time and for considering supporting this program. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have now.
is there a difference between your group and the Clayton Dive Club?
We're separate entities. This is a new nonprofit corporation. But the focus, there's some overlap in the focus. The Clayton Dive Club is more for promoting just recreational diving in general, I think. Matt could probably speak to that better. But Matt is a member of the Clayton Dive Club. Yeah, and they do a number of projects, mooring buoys at some of the wrecks and things like that. So we're looking at ways that we can cooperate with the dive club as well, and get them enlisted in some of our practices, maybe vice versa.
And you'd like to put these in at the Rotary Park dock and the Mary Street dock?
That's correct. Yeah.
Terry, do you see any issues?
No, I think it's a great idea,
I do
actually.
too.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the board have any questions or comments?
Who do you expect the DPW to do for you on this project?
Really nothing except tell us where you want them.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get the hardware and we have volunteers that can put them in. We just need to know where to put them so we don't put them in the wrong place.
Yeah, just get with me, and there's posts down there, so I'm sure we can find
I
a place
imagine
to
there's
accommodate.
already room on a post someplace, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So could we have a motion to accept and approve
I'll make the
these?
motion.
And a second?
No second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? You're good to go.
All right, well, thanks
Just,
very much, folks.
Obviously, talk with Terry.
Yes, yeah.
Terry's our DPW supervisor,
Okay.
and he also runs the
Contact
docks.
stuff is part of it on the website.
Yes, it is.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna be looking for funding. We talked to official with Bonnie Castle Marina. They said they might make a donation to us, so
Nice.
we should have some funds going. So once we get some signs, we'll be in touch.
Super.
All right. Well, thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
folks. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
All right.
Appreciate it.
And feel free to contact us anytime if
Okay.
there's any other questions.
We will. Thank you.
One other thing
Sure.
that I would like, if before you do the signs,
Mhm.
could you give us the verbiage so we can take a look at it
Yes, absolutely.
before you have it?
Yeah, we expect them to look very much like that, but we'll give you the verbiage if you want to show it to the village attorney or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Nice to meet you. We have a few people in the audience tonight that are interested. Christine Thurston is interested in being on the zoning board, and Lori Arnott is interested in being on the planning board. And I asked everyone, I'm not sure if Ben Barton's coming or not, we did ask him. We'd like to understand why you'd like to be on, what's your reasoning, something more than I'm just interested. So Christine, you want to go first? Or you want to go second? Let Lori go?
I'll let Lori go. She's already on. All right, thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for the invitation. I appreciate it. I am really excited that there's a spot available and that I have time to commit to the planning board. I've served for 10 years on the zoning board. Before that, I was on an ad hoc committee to work on the comprehensive plan. So I feel like with my experience on zoning and the comprehensive plan, as well as all of the continuing education that you have to do for the zoning board, that it puts me in a good place to understand what comes next. And I didn't love being on the zoning board, not because of the people, but because my wheelhouse is more I'm more interested in planning than nailing down all of the rules. So the idea of staying on the zoning board just wasn't really interesting to me. I didn't mind serving. There was a need and to step up, but the planning board sounds like a logical step with my experience, and then possibly moving into either the town or village council after that. So I just kind of know everything that's going on and, you know, have a really good foundation. So that's why. That's my why. And I own 3 properties here, and I'm raising my kids here, and I'm pretty active in the community. So I feel like I know a little bit. I mean, I don't know it all, but I know a little bit of what's going on.
You made the comment that you got off the zoning board not because you didn't like it, but you didn't really like getting into the nitty-gritty of the rules. Why do you think the planning board would be different than the zoning board? for nitty-gritty of rules?
Well, the things that we were working on the zoning board were about setbacks, not about how the community reacts to the space. So, for example, talking about, there are places in the comprehensive plan that talk about how much grass needs to be between the building and the road. There's certain places where it talks about how the front of the building has to look and why it has to be that way. So more than deciding whether a shed should be put in someone's backyard, it is, there are a lot of reasons why or why not, but it doesn't have to do with the planning of the community, and that's more what is interesting to me than how many feet we can give someone on a shed or a building. So it's not really following the rules. I'm sorry if I misled you. That's not.
And Ron could speak to this better than I could. So you go from zoning board, you get your variance, or you don't get your variance, and then you go on to planning board. It's really the zoning that we have found out has a lot of importance on any project, more so than planning. And planning should also, we've found out planning should look at things such as, water and drainage and things of that nature. It's more about LWRP than it is about comprehensive plan. Because with all of your projects, you have to be following what the LWRP says and what the coastal, what is that word, Ron? Coastal, New York coastal line says, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Coastal.
Yes.
It's about docks.
Right.
And tourism through docks.
So it's not always about how much green space as it is about and your infrastructure and how does all of that meet. Like we have a scenario here in town where there's some apartments, but there's not enough parking. There's very little place for these individuals to put their snow. They want to put a parking lot in their front yard, which has not been said you can. That has been said no.
Have you been to many of our planning meetings?
I have, yeah. And in fact, we've had joint planning and zoning meetings, not enough. But I have. And I find it way more interesting. I agree that the LWRP is one of the guiding documents, but there are two guiding documents. That's the local waterfront revitalization plan, so that has to do with the village, which is why I'm here, but also the planning board also has to do with the town and
As does the LWRP. It's not just for the village, it's for the town and village.
and also the community.
Right.
So there's several parts, and being a part of the community, that's where I come in. And both of those documents, the LWRP, I understand is being brought up to date,
Yes,
and hopefully the comprehensive plan will also.
it will be. It won't be done this year by any means. It's far too much work to do both of them at one time. But we've been working on LWRP for a couple of months now. And we'll be having an open house for LWRP on March the 4th. So, okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. I'm sorry.
Anything else?
Anybody else have
any
questions?
No, I'm good. I just have one thing I'd like every one of them to ask is what is important to you for improvements that you believe the village and the town should be going for? This is just your opinion. It could be sidewalks, anything. Just curious.
It's in my nature to look to improve things, and that can be small or big. I mean, I have a huge list of things that I think could be done to make the world a better place. And you know, checking those off. I don't know that there's one to me that is more important to the other. As you said, sidewalks are really important. As you said, green space is really important. I mean, they're just, I don't know that one is more important than the other, but I think that I guess, I mean, I'm kind of on the spot, so I'm throwing this off the cuff, but I think that the most important thing is that all of the boards communicate well together and that we're all on the same page, especially as far as the LWRP, the comprehensive plan, and what everybody wants. The planning board is on the same plan as the zoning board, and so is the town and the village. Everyone is working together. So to me, I think that that's the most important.
Okay, thank you. Christine?
Hi, I'm Christine Thurston. I retired from Jefferson County Rural Property after 36 years as a senior rural property information specialist. I was then the assessor for the town of Brownville for 8 years. I've been working for the town of Clayton assessor's office since 2016 on and off. I mean, I was on the zoning board as the secretary for the town of Brownville while I was there. So, I mean, I did have to learn the town. It wasn't town and village in Brownville, it's only town only. The villages have their own separate. We did not have a planning board. It was done through Jefferson County as our planning board through town of Brownville. So I didn't work real close with the planning board at that time when I was the assessor. But I mean, I worked closely with the zoning officer in the town of Brownville when I was there. I live in the town of Clayton, just outside of DePaulville. All my life I've lived in the town of Clayton. I just feel like I would have to learn your laws first, like I did for the town of Brownville, which I'm just starting to read, to get familiar with the laws of the town and villages. And I guess that's about it right now.
And the vacancy for the zoning board is an alternate.
Mm-hmm. I see that.
Yes. And does the board have any questions?
I don't.
I have to say one.
No, I don't have.
Do you have, like I asked Lori about any improvements that you believe that the village or the town should be making?
Well, until I get myself familiar with your boards and see where you're going, will I have any ideas as to what I think should be improved? You know, I mean, I hate to just throw something out there off the cuff, and not be involved and not know what you're planning right now. To just throw something out there would be.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No.
Okay, all right. We will make a decision later. We will go into executive session tonight and discuss it, and then we'll make our decision from there.
Okay, thank you.
Terry Jones.
I don't know who sets this microphone.
You need to speak now.
Good evening, everybody. You all have a copy of the DPW activity report. As you can tell, primarily we've been plowing and removing snow. That seems to be the main thing for the month of January and going into February. As you can see on item number 2 under streets, the village plow truck has put on 1,000 miles, and the points truck, which does Steels Point, Bartlett Point, that's got 1,200 miles, and they roughly run, each run is roughly 25 to 30 miles, so that kind of tells you how many times we've been out fighting Mother Nature. So we're all definitely ready for green trees and mowing lawns, and we're all ready for it. I think everybody in here is, and we're sick of cold, and
It's a little too hot last year, though.
was a little too hot. Well, I'll take it right now. I'll never complain that it's too hot. You'll never hear me say that. But the guys have done a fantastic job. They've been troopers through the whole thing, coming in at 4 in the morning and probably making some people angry here and there because the backup alarm on the loader at 4 in the morning downtown, but they, you know, for every one complaint we get 5, you know, compliments. So it's good to hear it, and we get lots of cookies and fudge and lots of treats up at the highway garage, so that's why most of the guys gain a lot of weight during the winter. And you're sitting on your fannies plowing all day and all night and all morning, so. Kudos to the town of Clayton too, because those guys, they've been out going crazy. So between both entities, I just want to tell them, you know, proud of all of them I am. That's pretty much all that I have. Do you guys have any questions?
I just have one I'm curious about, is the usage of road salt. Is that 160 for the village alone, or is that?
Yes.
That's for the village alone. And so
Yeah.
we kind of went through how much?
So this will be 400 this year so far. We've never gone through that kind of amount. And the village gets more salt than the town, or than the points truck does. That's just a regular sand mix on the points. The village, to keep that main loop clear, we basically load it with salt and then top it off with sand, just so that first initial run is salt. So they've been told to kind of try to conserve it. The town's going through the same thing, and I think all of the municipalities are going through the same issue. It's hard to get salt right now. I know that Buck Robinson's been waiting 2 weeks for his last order. We ordered it last week, so I'm figuring it'll be a couple of weeks. So we did have to, the town, we did have to break into the big sand pile outside because it's just been crazy. And then there's been some entities in there taking salt and sand, and it's hard to babysit it and watch it. You know, if you're a taxpayer and you need a bucket of sand or salt, that's not a problem. But some people have been going up there, probably local contractors, grabbing 10, 12 buckets at a time every time they're up there. And so we've tried to put a kibosh to that kind of stuff too. So it's just been that kind of winter. You know, everybody's busy, everybody's trying to make it work, and so that's where we stand.
How are the tickets downtown going?
Great, they're running tickets. I
you
really
seen
haven't
less-
written any lately because
Less
they've been taken.
vehicles on the road?
Yes and no, it depends. The last storm, there were probably 5, 6 vehicles out that we had to plow around. Once they move, I just go down and kind of clean it up with a pickup truck. But
Pam, you can put in the paper, the tickets will be written even if it does not snow. Because the goal is you're not to park. End of story. And I see on the local news, Watertown is going through this quite a bit, and also going through people not shoveling their sidewalks. And,
that's been pretty good.
That's just not downtown, by the way. That's
That is correct.
Anywhere in the
There's a
village,
side
correct.
road.
If you
That's
decide you
correct.
want to park your car in front of your house, you're going to be ticketed if you park
Yes.
it there.
That's absolutely correct.
That's correct.
But I will say,
It's getting
and when
better.
you were talking about the sidewalks,
Yes.
that's been really good. There's a couple of same offenders, but all in all, through all this, I think a majority of everybody takes pretty good care of their sidewalks, so
Okay.
that's a good thing.
Great, thank you. Any questions for Terry?
One more thing, we, at the annual Fireman's Banquet last month, we were given a dedication of appreciation for our support for the DPW. So we will hang that proudly at the DPW garage. And it's a pleasure taking care of the town of Clayton. And we're there for them and they're there for us.
You do a great job.
They do.
Thank you.
Thank you. They'll appreciate that.
Thank you. All righty. Have a nice evening.
Have a good evening. Thank you.
Is there any questions on the police reports? Let's see, the consent agenda is number 1 through 3. Could I have a motion for that? And are there any questions? And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And then the capital projects, number 4.
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
Yeah, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Joanne will introduce the drafts for the local laws 1, 2, and 3.
I had them in the packet for everyone to review. They are drafts. The local law number 1 will be for the parking of the village code to repeal and replace section 132, 24A. Local law number 2 is going to be for, to add to chapter 23, traffic violation rule, designation of parking fines. Local law number 3 is going to be to add to chapter 120, vehicle and traffic penalty fines for parking tickets. The lawyer did all this for us. And we can set, now that I introduced the local laws, we can set a public hearing for all 3 for the next meeting.
For the next board meeting,
Yeah.
which is February. The next meeting is February 23rd, so we'll have a public hearing in relationship to these 3 local laws that are being introduced for the year.
Do we need a motion for public?
Yeah, I don't know, do we need the motion, Joanne?
Might as well.
Yes.
All right, I'll make the motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. There we go. Okay. Let's see, we will discuss that later. I'm trying to think. It's been busy but cold. Lots of snow, everyone's comment. Trustee McDowell, do you have anything to add?
I don't. The chamber meeting is not till Thursday, and I'll have more for you after that.
Trustee Ritter? Trustee Duford?
No, there hasn't been any meetings to date
No.
for zoning or planning. And I did have some more communications about looking at our secret process, especially with DOS updating. And one of the comments from the county is that he would like to see us wait to see how the state updated their type 2 list. I agree with that.
One more thing. I forgot that, I haven't forgotten about the intermunicipal agreements.
Yes.
The big user of those is Terry.
Yes.
I'm trying not to bother him too much because he's a busy guy. So we have communicated back and forth, and he's going to give me a call sometime this week when we can talk about the 2 main issues that affect him, which is the garage and the salt barn. So other than that, I think we'll be able to move ahead, and I'll be able to talk with the town after that to make sure we can update those and go from there.
Okay.
Great.
Very good, thank you. Does anyone from the audience have anything to say? No? All right.
Real quick, I saw your, the video of you at the Save the River conference, and that was really great.
Thank you.
Good job. It was really nice to see.
Thank you. So could I have a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make the motion.
In a second?
Second.
Thank you all for coming tonight.